Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining our show. You have just tuned in to Where is the Love? I am your host. I am Stephanie Hockenhall. Joining me is my son, my co host, Gene Williams.
Hey, beautiful people. How you doing, man?
Doing great. Hey, we side to side. Hey, y'all, we have been talking about bullying. That is what we educate about, bullying versus love. And show again, the name of the show is Where is the Love? Because when you're bullying people, there's no love in that. So we take the time to educate about bullying because we've experienced it for much of our lives and we are well aware of that. So we are here to make you aware of the fact that you may be experiencing bullying and may not even recognize it. So watch us on Roku, Amazon Fire. You can search POD TV space LIVE and watch us live on TV right now. Um, Also, you can watch us on our YouTube channels, Love Misunderstood Institute or Premier Fitness 0210. So those are the places that you can watch us. So let's just get right to it. So you want to start, son?
Oh, yeah. All right. So, again, like she said, we're talking about dealing with an adult bully. So, when you hear the word bully, the first thing that comes to mind is probably childhood bullying. But the reality is, adults also experience bullying. Most everyone will encounter an adult bully at some point in their lives, but that does not make the experience any more pleasant. An adult bully can be a controlling partner, an intimidating boss, a rowdy neighbor, an aggressive parent at soccer practice, a pushy salesperson, or any other type of adult figure that is hurtful. Childhood bullies often grow up and continue their negative behavior, but a need for power and domination can also fuel adult bullying.
Stop there. I want to pause. So, one of the things that people don't one of the things that people don't realize, I don't think, is that, or may not really think about it. When you're a child and you experience bullying and you don't deal with the situation as a child, it continues well into adulthood. And with that continuation, you take your all your baggage with that. So the experiences that you've had, the anger that you felt, the anxiety, the heartache, all of that, you have it all bagged up and you're taking it into your adulthood. And then as a result of carrying that load and continuing to carry it, you may end up being a bully yourself without even trying to or making it a purpose to be a bully. It just happens because you haven't released that load. Go ahead.
Or even you create a cycle of victimization of yourself constantly being victimized as the target for a bully. I know that well.
Right. So true. So go ahead.
I was going to say also, a lot of us don't realize that the children learn the bullying from adults. They see doing it to other people or even doing it to them. Yeah. So it's a mirrored characteristics, I guess you would say. You mimic what you see. You mimic your environment.
Yeah. Because you don't know anything else. You can be a product of your environment, or what's the other one? A product of generations.
Right.
What's been happening generational.
Yeah. I mean, the conversation about bullying goes deep. I mean, it's in the religious sector, it's in the political sector, it's in social sectors, it's in every aspect of every part of our lives. You can go to the store and be trying to get you ask for something from a person who works at a grocery store and they get attitude. Attitude, and I don't want to do it. So you be like, never mind. That's form. Like, this is your job, man. I didn't ask you to do you wanted this as a job. Not
Right.
me. I just want my service.
Right. So, if adult bullying persists, it can affect stress levels, self esteem, productivity, and your overall well being, just similar to what we just said. But handling an adult bully can be confusing. Should you confront them? Are you supposed to report them? We got some answers for you. You want to go ahead?
All right. So bullying is not just physical or verbal. Simply put, bullying, according to American Psychological Association, can be defined as a type of aggressive behavior in which a person intentionally and repeatedly causes another person harm or discomfort. Unfortunately, adult bullying happens everywhere. It happens standing around watching a child play on the playground. It occurs in the middle of a meeting at work, and it's forever embedded on Facebook walls. Yes, Lord,
Yes.
say that again.
Yes.
One more time, I'm gonna go back to the start. Man. Anyway, I'm not even talking about that. And bullying comes in many forms. It's not just verbal and physical.
Yes.
When bullying is repeated over and over again, it's considered a form of mental, physical, or emotional abuse. Did you hear that? Bullying in consistent form is a form of abuse. We need to understand that.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Here are the various types of bullying and examples of each: physical, date rape, domestic violence, sexual harassment, personal space violation, and any type of violence like throwing, hitting, slapping, or burning, or even trying to provoke someone into something by pushing their boundaries.
Yes.
All that too. Trying to
Yep.
provoke. All right. So next is material, using power or material goods to bully another. This is meant to intimidate and threaten, harass, or harm the other person. And also, when people, I guess you would say, hoard or keep something back from you in order to punish you
Yep.
into submission, that's
Yes.
another form of material bullying.
It is.
Verbal, meaning threats, shaming, teasing, insults, criticism, or racist, sexist, or homophobic language. We also have passive aggressive bullying. Oh boy, people just sit around the corner and hey girl, how you doing? Anyway, yeah. So passive aggressive bullying, gossiping, negative teasing, facial expressions,
Yes.
sarcasm, causing embarrassment, damaging someone else's health, happiness, or livelihood.
Yes. And people just don't get it that just because you are not saying anything, you can bully with nonverbal,
Cues.
yeah, nonverbal uh, actions. Uh, Communication is the word I was looking for. Nonverbal communication speaks just as loud. If you roll your eyes at somebody or look at them and shake your head at something they said, that's insulting somebody, humiliating somebody. So those are bullying doesn't just have to be verbal either, verbal or physical. So this passive aggressive goes deep.
Right. Yep. And last but certainly not least, cyberbullying. Negative, aggressive behavior via social media.
Yep.
Texts, emails, or online forums.
Yep.
Yeah, so one thing is I have this shirt I got maybe a month or two back. It says on the front of it, social media was a mistake. And the reason
Wow.
why that resonates with me is because people use social media as a means to say stuff that they wouldn't say in person.
Right.
You know, that keyboard gangster type stuff. You get on
Yep.
social media running your mouth and whatnot. But if a person pull up on you, you ain't got nothing to say.
Right.
You ain't got nothing to say.
Yep.
Oh, mom is the word. Oh,
Right.
I don't know what you mean. Oh, I'm gonna call the police. You
Yeah.
started it. You started it. Could have kept your mouth shut, player.
Yeah. So hiding behind social media, what does that say about you? Whoever is
Coward,
doing it. Yes,
coward.
that is a cowardly move. You can't go to the person and say it to their face. You typing,
Mm-hmm.
typing your anger instead of verbalizing, going to the person. So a real mature person would go to the person and say whatever and
Right.
not talk about them behind their back or indirect bullying, because that's what it is. You're not talking directly to that person, so you're indirectly bullying them, but you're putting it out there where they're being shamed, you know uh be made to feel ashamed because you put this nasty message on Facebook about them, and then so here so many people see it, and that's embarrassing. And then other people don't know the full story. All they know is what they see on social media. And so they start commenting about it, which makes it even worse. And so some of y'all know this, maybe all of y'all that's listening to this know this. But some people end up committing suicide because of all of the people have joined in. Now that person, talked about me and made me feel bad, humiliated me, and insulted me. And now all these people joined in and don't even know the flavor of the Kool-Aid for real. So, um, yeah, cyberbullying is a big thing because so many people are on social media.
Right. And also, cyber not only does it lead to suicidal tendencies, sometimes it leads to homicidal tendencies.
Yeah.
That's why it's wise to watch your tone and watch what you
Yep.
say to people. Period.
Yes.
Because this world is in a constant state of chaos,
Yep.
and people are not. Even though the mental health game is up now in our consciousness, it's still a lot of people who have unprocessed, untapped into trauma and pain that will make a person not only want to kill themselves but kill you too. So it's just
Yeah.
best to treat people like you want to be treated.
Right.
It's the
And if
golden rule, man. It's the
right.
golden rule.
And if you don't treat people the way you want to be treated, if you don't know how to treat yourself, then don't treat people that way. Learn how to treat yourself, right? Learn how to love yourself. Then you will know automatically how you want to be treated and how you want to be loved, and you can pass that on. But that other junk, throw that in the trash. Learn to love you first. Learn to treat you right and respect you first. Then it's easy to give it to somebody else because that's what you expect to get back. So
Right.
you give trash, you get trash. You give love, you get love. Hello. I'm just
Hello.
saying.
It's the law of the universe.
Yep. So here are some of the reasons. Did you want to say add something else to that?
No, I'm done being silly for the second. For the second.
So here are some reasons adults bully: past abuse or childhood experience, self esteem and self confidence issues, abandonment issues, insecurity, obsession for control, enjoyment for the ill gotten rewards, lack of empathy, narcissistic traits, or mental illnesses or mental
Well,
illness. That's only 7 reasons. There are so many reasons why adults may bully. So those are just some we, you know, put out there. But I mean, you know yourself, the things that you've experienced, how the things made you feel,
right.
um, and how you responded to it. So those may be reasons you bully because you think I experienced that and I'm not going to experience it again. So I'm going to control the situation. So you control the situation in a way that you think is best for you, but it may not be best for the people on the other end because you're not respecting their space, you're not respecting them as a person. And so you just treat them however you want and control them in that way. So, like I said, those are just a few reasons, a few, reasons why, adults may bully. You want to add something?
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, it goes back to unchecked, unresolved past trauma a lot of the time. Even the insecurity, the abandonment issues, not being, say you felt a lack of validation from your family or whatever, then that causes you, like you said, to in essence either it's either side. You either become the bully or you become proverbially a victim, you
Yeah.
know. And that just goes from, like I said, unchecked, unresolved things that we sit around with and think, oh, this is normal. It's normal for people to do this. Well, this is my way. Okay,
Yeah.
but if it's harming not only you but everybody else around you, then you realize that's a cancer in
Right.
your relationships, and you got to do
Yeah.
something about it, or
Right.
you'll kill yourself and everyone around you.
You're right. And some people are okay with that. And those are the people that have and are experiencing mental challenges, mental issues.
Right.
And that's what 988 is for. Call 988 when you have unresolved issues or when when you have things that you feel like you can't talk to somebody else about. You don't have a person close to you or you don't have anybody that you feel like you can trust. 988 is somebody that you don't know that you can express verbally, what you are experiencing and how you are feeling, and they are there to help you.
Right.
So there are many mental health coaches, there are many therapists, and I'm working with the group of therapists and mental health coaches and other people that are willing to help um, with mental health issues. And I'm just going to shameless plug Building Bridges KC is an
Yeah.
organization that I'm a part of, and that's what we are all there for. So you have that group, that's a resource as well as 988. So I just wanted to add
Love it. Shameless plug.
that. Okay, go ahead.
I did actually want to say something real quick. I don't know if people talk to like the bullies like this, but it's like for those who are the bullies or even the victims, it's normal for people to feel insecure or have issues from your childhood. It's just about you doing the work.
Yeah,
Like there's a difference, or just acknowledging the fact that you have an issue is not the same as doing the work to change it, because it
yeah,
can be changed with conscious effort. Over time, anything that you do constantly, it becomes a part of you.
yeah,
So the doing the work and doing it consistently and being honest and authentic with yourself um, can help you turn that around. There
yeah,
are people who, I mean, it's rare, but people who have narcissistic personality disorder. You go to a therapist and you start to use those tools that you're giving, you can turn that around and
yeah,
become a more empathetic person from a state of genuineness.
yeah,
But
yeah,
it's about doing the work, man.
yep,
It's not easy and it's not
yep,
pretty sometimes, but
right.
it's necessary.
Yeah. Get help and do the work. Two things that are very important and very vital to healing from the past trauma and bullying experiences and hurt and pain and brokenness. Yes. Get help. It's available to you if you are listening. And even if you're not, share it with somebody who needs it because we all know somebody or somebodies.
We all do. We all
Yep.
need it.
Yep. So you want to go with the next part?
Yeah, yeah. All right. So next is we're gonna give you 5 strategies to deal with an adult bully. So number one, don't try to fix them. Oh Lord,
Yep.
excuse me. You might be tempted to try and understand or help the bully. Whew, Lord, that is loaded right there. Just that
Yep.
first statement, Lord. However, adults who bully have deep-rooted issues, and their cruelty can only be mended by self-realization and self-reflection. Well, we said a few seconds ago, which does not fall under your purview. The odds are quite high that any attempt on your part to help your bully will be unproductive.
Yep.
Your time is better spent focused on yourself.
Yes.
Can't change nobody. All you can do is be the example and
Right.
check them when they get wrong with you. Hey, firm boundary,
Yep.
and uphold it.
Yep.
Uh-uh.
And I want to add, if more people focused on themselves and what they need to change their flaws or to deal with their flaws and their brokenness, their hurt and pain, if more people focused on themselves, you wouldn't have time to be pointing the finger at somebody else and trying to correct somebody else and get them straight, because you're more focused on helping yourself so that you can help others.
Right.
Put on your oxygen mask and then put on their oxygen mask. You put on their oxygen mask first, you
You gonna pass
may
out.
not survive to put yours on. So, help yourself, then you can help somebody else.
Right. Yep. Say that. Say that. All right. So number 2, don't sink to their level. And that is our hard one right there.
Yeah.
It is a completely natural response to want to return the bully's abuse. I'm telling you, man. Woo! But if you sink to their level, it could backfire by either the bully turning it on you, which they will often do,
Yeah.
or you may be seen by others as the source of the problem.
Yeah.
That's the narc move, flipping it on you.
Yeah.
See, I told you, you crazy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
told you, but you just poked the hell out of the bear. You're sitting here for 3 hours like this. And now
Yep.
they snapped and now they crazy.
Right.
Really?
Yep.
I'm okay. That's where you choke. That's where you choke.
Yep. Well, you said this, you did that, and this is the reason I did it, because you did blame, 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 blame. Shut up.
Deflect.
Yep. Yep.
Anyway, now, okay, more importantly, all you're doing is giving the bully exactly what they want. That will be called, and go back to some of our old shows, that's called narcissistic supply.
Yep. Yep.
So take the high road, ignore, laugh it off, etc. So the bully doesn't get their payoff or that narcissistic supply.
Yeah.
With this approach, you can't be seen as having brought the problem on yourself.
Yeah.
Number 3, ooh, Lord, I'm gonna say this to myself. Stop being a victim. Man.
Number 3, stop being a victim. You
right.
are not a victim.
Right.
Okay, go
You're
ahead.
A victor. You're a victor.
That's right, and don't you forget it.
Baby bubble. All right. So, for whatever reason, the bully has singled you out as a target. Changing your behavior and responses will change the dynamic. Keep your cool. Be confident in your abilities and laugh along with them. Woo, that burns them up. Ooh.
Yes.
If you don't respond negatively, which is what they want, this will cause them to lose interest and find another target.
Yep. Man. Go back to all of the narcissistic videos that we did, and you will learn so much more and understand so much more about this, because that is narcissist 101.
Yeah, right. Yes.
There's so much involved with the narcissist. So anyway, go back to our past videos. They're labeled narcissistic, blah blah blah,
right.
whatever else comes after it. But we talked about the narcissist for a few months.
Yep. All right. So number 4 is limit your exposure. If you have to deal with an adult bully at work, do what you can to avoid being in their presence. Take a different lunch hour, change your schedule, change departments if possible. Block the bully on social media, and if necessary, block their friends so you aren't exposed to their negativity.
Yes.
Man, them flying monkeys, bro. Them flying monkeys. Hey, with the monkeys. Waving the monkeys around.
So I want to comment on this because it is very wise to, um, if you're working with the bully, it is very wise to avoid being in their presence as much as possible. Because if you don't avoid being in their presence as much as possible, if you are not strong enough and encouraged enough and bold enough, you will end up feeding into their drama and you will end up very angry.
Right.
I know I've experienced it, and not just because I've experienced it, but I've seen it. I've seen people explode, you know, onto the person, onto the bully, um, because they were quiet for so long and just kept letting the person bully them, and then all of a sudden they've had enough and they explode. So something that I've had to do a lot of is just step away. And when I say step away, I mean literally step away. I say, I'll be right back. And I walk away and I go and I pray, um, to get peace, for peace to overtake my mind and chaos to leave, because otherwise I will be doing the same thing. And I don't want to do that. So I've had to do that a number of times in the last few months, which, like I said, has really helped me, um, because I got so angry. I wanted to respond in a negative way, and I knew that that wasn't going to be helpful for me or helpful for them, because it was the actions were trying to take me out of character, and that I realized that. And so because I realized that, I was like, no, I got to give me a minute. And so I just walk away. I don't care what y'all think or how what y'all say about me just walking away. I'm trying to keep my peace, or something not so good is
Piece you
gonna
up.
happen. So just to be able to do that, and to acknowledge what I'm feeling, and acknowledge the fact that I need to step away. I need to walk away for now, get myself together, and then come back. And so, like I said, I've had to do that a number of times, because people can take you in your mind mentally to some places you don't want to go.
Right.
Um, and so, anyway, I just wanted to add that. So, limit your exposure to the bully as much as possible. Um, and regardless of what they say or what they do or how they try to make you feel, you got to stay strong so that you don't do something or say something that you should not,
Right.
that could, help you lose your job. So I just wanted to say that.
Right. Yeah, and I kind of wanted to go a little further. Like, once, like when you have a situation like this and you're constantly, and this kind of leads into the next point. But if you don't find a constructive way to deal with the situation,
Go ahead and keep talking. I'm a pause for a minute. You go ahead.
yeah. So if you don't deal with the situation, it can eventually affect your mental, physical, and emotional health. So it's a huge point to again address it, not just let it happen over and over again, not let yourself be someone's emotional, physical or verbal punching bag. And so that goes into the next point, which is talk to someone. If your bully is at the workplace, it may be in your best interest to talk to your manager or human resources. However, before you do, consider uh, possible repercussions. Anticipate worst case scenarios so you can be prepared in case it somehow is turned on you and your job is in jeopardy. Reach out to your support system to get some advice and perspective. It might even help to talk to an awesome therapist you like or trust. who can help you with specific strategies for managing this situation.
Yeah, talking to somebody is so important. Um, you have to find somebody to talk to, otherwise you're holding it in. Similar to what I just said, you're holding it in, and eventually you're going to explode, and who's going to get hurt? Uh, Physically, mentally, emotionally, as a result of you not talking, not recognizing your feelings for one, and then not talking to somebody about it, to help you, not reaching out for help. So, you want to add something?
No, no, I absolutely agree. You got to find someone to get it off of you. You got to get it off of you, because if it doesn't, then it manifests in
Yes.
your body as disease.
Yes.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
y'all. This is something that I have really, really experienced in the last few months. Um, and this may be the reason why it's so easy for me now to just pull back, um, and not to disengage from whatever the situation is, because so many things has happened, uh, concerning bullies around me and to me, um, and to those I love. And so to see, uh, the way people are treating people, you know, treating me, treating the ones I love, um, has really affected my body, because I dealt with it improperly. I mean, I allowed anger, to set in. I allowed so many emotions. I accepted so many emotions, and so because I accepted it, what's the word?
Manifested.
Manifested in my body. So in different areas of my body, and so when that happened, that helped me to realize, look, girl, you want this, or do you want to get yourself together? Because you can't worry about that. You can't worry about what other people are doing. You can't let stuff upset you, and you got to open your hand and let it go, because if you don't let it go, you're going to, it's going to get worse.
Right.
So, your situation can get worse. More things can happen in your body, and eventually you can kill yourself. So, think about what you're doing, think about how you're responding, think about what you're receiving, from other people. And so that has really helped me, similar to the situation I was talking to you about before we started the show.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason why I can just be like, well, okay, that's how y'all doing things. And
Right.
acceptance is a big thing, because you can't change nobody. You can't change the way they think, can't change nothing about another person. So you have to accept it, or be sick, or end up with a disease, or worst case scenario, die at an early age because you allowed it to kill you, basically. Go ahead and say what you were going to say.
What I was going to say is actually a capstone of what you were just saying. Just like the acceptance part for me has been the hardest thing to get to,
Yes.
especially with situation with
Yep.
it's been difficult to come to terms with the fact that, yeah, I mean, even though I don't like, things have changed.
Yes.
What was is no longer.
Right.
And coming to that realization, and that, because I realized it, obviously, intellectually I got
Yeah.
it, but when it finally downloaded in my body, I went into a deep depression for a while
Yeah.
and didn't even realize it at first.
Yeah.
Kind of looking back in hindsight, like, hey, yeah, I was, because I mean, yeah, it was, man, yeah, I went deep in that depression, but that acceptance of it. Now I come to, it still hurts.
Yeah.
Get it twisted.
Of
It still
course.
hurts. It
Of
still
course.
hurts, but I'm in a better place with it now. I realize that just like the old form of my relationship with, who has changed, that too will change.
Yep.
Nothing is constant. Everything
Right.
is everything is cyclical. You know, it moves in cycles, and eventually we'll be back in a better space
Right.
uh, without the control and dictation of
Yep.
outside.
Said person.
There we go. Oh man.
And so it's great that you are in a place of acceptance. It's great that I'm in a place of acceptance. I mean, we get backed into a corner, and you can come out fighting, and that's okay to come out fighting, but you got to fight in the right way. You
Right.
know, okay, I'm a fight to hurt somebody, or I'm a fight to change the way I think about this or the way that I feel about this, because this is the way it is right now. I understand, which is basically what you just said. I understand it won't always be this way.
Right.
So I have to accept it the way it is right now until it changes. And I can say, for me, that has been a huge thing. I've seen a lot of things change in my life, although it took, a long period of time, a lot longer than I thought, or a lot longer than I felt like it should have,
Right.
but it's for my better good. I
Right.
mean, it's so much better, relationships are so much better for me now because I waited.
Right.
But I didn't just wait. I desired to change and to be changed myself, you know. So thinking people are going to be like this person may always be like this, but I don't want to always feel like this about it,
Yeah.
you know. So whether it be coming from that specific person or from a number of different people, I don't want to feel this way
Right.
when this happens again. So that is what, when you were talking about earlier, doing the work,
Yep. That's all I say. Yep.
I decided to do the work on me.
Yep.
What do I need to do so that I'm not responding this way? So that I'm not broken down, beat up, uh, feeling, experiencing different things happening to my body because I'm not willing to accept what is going to be with that person,
Right.
no matter what I say or do,
Right.
because I can't change them,
Right.
but I can change me. I
Yep.
can not change me, but I can change the way that I think
Right.
about the situation. I can change the way that I feel
Right.
about the situation. So,
Yep. And actually, so that kind of goes along with. So first off, acceptance is for your peace of mind. It's not that you agree to the way things are going on. It's about
right.
accepting that this is what is, as
Yes.
opposed to what you want,
Yes.
and then operating with that wisdom and knowing that again everything has its time.
Yes.
And it kind of goes back to one of my favorite statements by Ram Dass. He said, and I'm paraphrasing. I can't remember exactly how it said it, but the phrase goes, um, "What people do to you is their karma. Your karma is in how you respond to it."
Yes. That's good. Um, and it also made me think about, you know, um, so we know, that we reap what we sow. What you give to somebody, you're going to get that. It might take a while, but you're going to get that or worse. And you may not get it from that person that you did it to. And that person may not even be around.
Right,
But you're going to get what you give. So it's always good to give that good thing
right,
because that's what you're going to get. So the other thought that I had was about planting seeds, you
mm-hmm.
know. So what we do to people, how we talk to people, what we say to people are all seeds
Yep,
being planted for future use, if you will. So you plant it in the dirt, you don't see what's happening to it. Words and our actions are planted, in the dirt. We're gonna see the evidence of the seed eventually,
Yep.
you know. So what are we seeing? Thorns and thistles, roses, what are you planting? So
Right.
it's so important to plant love, to plant kindness, to plant mercy, to plant compassion,
Respect.
because you're going to respect. You're going to get what you give. So that's why it's important to focus on doing the work to help yourself be a better person, to always become a better you. And that's how you do it. So those are some ways to do it. So you want to add to that?
I think I said it all.
I was kind of trying not to get into the next
Anything.
part. Uh, well, we can rush through it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna let you read it, but so now we're gonna give you 7 ways to regain your confidence and handle adult bullies. So go ahead.
All right. So whether the bully is at work, at your child's school, or your cashier at the grocery store, it may seem intimidating to reach out for help or to confront the bully yourself. Here are some basic guidelines. First and foremost, make sure you're safe. Although you want to confront an adult bully, don't disregard your personal safety. Things can happen, and above all, you'll make you'll want to make sure you're safe. If you're in immediate danger, call 911. If you're at work and able to contact your human resources department, do that as well.
Yes.
Number two, we said this already, but we're gonna reiterate it right here.
So skip.
Acknowledge. Uh,
So uh, skip the first part of that sentence.
okay, so acknowledge the reality. Don't make excuses for bullies either. A bad day, a rough meeting, a problem at home. There's no excuse for repeated bullying. Well, once you have accepted that you're being bullied, it will be easier to handle the situation and seek help.
So the way I said that messed you up. So the first thing you'll want to do to acknowledge the reality is to acknowledge that you are being bullied.
Gotcha.
If you're aware of your feelings, you'll start to notice patterns and you'll recognize how often you're being bullied. And then don't make excuses. So then the rest of what Gene said, you know, don't make excuses for the bully either. A bad day, a rough meeting, a problem at home, there's no excuse for repeated bullying. So once you've accepted that you're being bullied, it will be easier to handle the situation and seek help. So stay calm is the next one. Go ahead.
Yeah, if you do choose to confront the bully directly, only do so if you're safe. Remember that being aggressive will only fuel their fire. Try to stay calm and collected when discussing the situation. Their goal is to get under your skin. And if
Yes.
you, and if you react to their snarky comments or gestures, they'll achieve exactly what they want. Bullies want to get you worked up over their comments or rude gestures.
Yep.
A bully wins when you get emotional.
Yep.
They get you to feel angry, lonely, or left out, and then, oh, yeah, mm, um, mm, woo, hold on, and then they use that emotion against you. The calmer you are, the more agitated they'll become, and the less likely they are to continue with the bullying. I want to say something real quick. We did
Okay.
talk about what happened in court, right?
Yeah.
How all those things were listed that I ain't a part of, even the movie and all of that stuff. And it's like I could hear it in her voice that she was like smirking. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like
Yep.
I wish I could throw the book at you literally.
That's all right. It's gonna all work out for your good.
And that
In,
calm her, that
in
calm is
spite
gonna
of. Yep.
that calm is gonna be a mug.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
gonna be ugly.
Right. And you ain't nothing you gonna be able to do about it. It's just gonna be.
Yep. Because you created it for yourself.
Yep.
Anyway, instead, maintain your composure. That was the hardest thing to do in court. And then when the judge was like, basically straight up your face, I'm like, I mean, I'm just looking a certain way. Judge, you don't understand. I want to get up and cuss and act a fool in here, throw this desk over in the corner.
Yep.
Man, like this is the best you're gonna get right now, Your Honor.
Right.
I'm hearing this BS over here, and I'm not supposed to say or do nothing.
Yeah.
When this Negro was going through facial exercises over there, like she was
Right.
being exercised, having demons come out of her body, and
Right.
oh Lord, you got me started, Lord. I couldn't look at her, man. I'm like, every time I look at it, it just makes my skin crawl. Oh,
mine too now. and more than that. But anyway,
yeah, right.
let's get back to what we were talking about.
All right, my bad.
Y'all, we had flashbacks. We back now. We back now.
We back. Okay, we're here now. We're here now. We're here now. We're here now. We're here now.
People treat you so bad. Sometimes they take you off of your course, and so we coming back on course. We coming back. we back. We back. We back.
We're on the way. Let's go. Okay. All right. Instead, maintain your composure and use confident, direct phrases. For example, if an adult calls you by a degrading nickname, you can say, "I'm not on board with that. Please use my real name."
Yeah.
Or if you overhear a colleague or friend being bullied, you can say, "Please stop messing with him, or I'm going to HR."
Yep.
And also with people like that, you got to keep your conversation short.
Yep.
Because they try to get you talking and pull you into into circular talk where you're just talking and nothing is getting solved.
Right.
So now you get frustrated and it's easier for you to get people to get under your skin. So just keep it short and sweet. Hey, listen, you stop dealing with him like that, or I'm going to HR. And they start, well, I didn't. You heard what I said.
Yeah.
Go about your business.
Right. Yep.
Responding in this way shows them that there is no incentive for provoking you or someone else. It may even encourage them to stop.
Yep. So I'm going to make these last ones go short because we're short on time.
Gotcha.
So we've already talked about, so another thing to do is to, so we're talking about the 7 ways to regain your confidence and handle adult bullies. So the next thing is talk to someone about it. We've already talked about that, so we're not going to go into that. We've already given you some tips. So get it in writing. That's very important. Make sure you have proof of what's going on and that you keep good records. Because whenever you experience a bullying incident, write it down. When you do, write it out. Write out as many details as possible: time, date, who was there, what was said. Very, very important. Also, know your rights. You have the right to say no and that you don't agree when you are put in an uncomfortable situation or situations. Make sure you're safe above all else. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with assertive communication as long as you're not bringing harm to others.
Right.
So, and lastly, know that you're not going to change a bully. We've already talked about that. No matter what the situation is, always know that you're not going to change another person. Work on you, choose to work on you, choose to change the way you think about the situation, the way you respond to it, the way you react to it. Choose that. Do the work on you. Um, so, again, bullying is, I'll let you read that last paragraph and then we're going to close.
All right. So again, to reiterate it, bullying is a form of abuse. And unless you are reciprocating the bullying, it's never your fault.
Yep.
Reaching out for support can help you break free from the negativity, but it also may encourage the bully to work through their problems too.
Yes.
And on you. You do the work on you.
Yep. And by the way you respond, if it encourages the bully to work on them, guess what? You're working on you, they're working on them, and that's going to make things better for you, them, and other people that have to encounter them. You want to give any last words about what we've discussed? Any last tips?
Yeah. Man, I guess I would kind of synopsize everything. First off, acknowledge that you're having an issue with bullying.
Yeah.
Acknowledge it. Don't make excuses for them. Set firm boundaries if that doesn't work. And also document, document, document. I'll say
Yes.
it again, document, document.
Yes.
You save yourself a lot of trouble with documenting in great detail as much as possible. And
Yep.
in certain states, you can record without the person knowing that, but you got to check it out, look it up online to see which states require you to let the person know. But
Yeah.
either way, record
Yeah.
and get everything you can, man, because that's what it'll save you. But
Yeah.
set firm boundaries, respect yourself first, get the help that you need because bullying causes PTSD and things of that nature. So
Yeah.
get those tools to help you process what you've been feeling when you've been going through the process of being bullied,
Yeah.
um, and don't become a repeat victim.
Right. I like that. And so I just want to say, uh, work on you. We've been saying that work on you. It's important to for your peace of mind. It's important for you to be very aware of what's going on and be very aware of how you respond to it. Because if you don't respond to it in the right way, you can end up sick and sick mentally, emotionally, physically. So take care of you. Choose to do the work to become, like I said a little bit ago, a better person, a better you, um, and other people can learn from you, and how you respond. So this is the end of our show. We thank you for joining our show and for being a part of the show. We will be back next Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time right here. So we send you away with peace. We send you away with love. Take care, stay peaceful, stay loving and kind. See you next time. Take care and bye for now.